And we are live. Lost Optimistic episode 14. I'm joined tonight by Griff and Socko, and we may have Liam joining us at some stage as well. But lads, how on earth are you keeping?
Great, yeah. Very well.
Could be better, but
background there. What you reckon?
Very fresh.
It looks edgy.
Oh my god.
But yeah, just on the back of that one along there. Can anyone else hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was someone's mic or something. I don't know.
I think it might be me.
No, I think so.
I think it's grand now. It should be grand now. But yeah, just on the back of that watch along there, lads. Sligo 1, Pats 1, a last second equaliser from Ian Birmingham. Got me out of my chair, won't I? What did you be watching it?
Two of the how many games are we?
9. We're a quarter of the way through. Every team's played against each other once.
9. So far, the Derry games just kicked off. 2 last-minute goals out of 4 games.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, that Pats equaliser 95 minutes in.
95, and it was not just 4 minutes at a time. So Liam Buckley got booked after the goal, and then he was giving out stink. He was.
And of course, Jota's 93rd minute equaliser against Bows. But sure, we'll come on to that. But I think it's at least a last-minute goal or 2 every weekend. Like, it's savage.
2 today,
No less. Of course, you're a Bows fan.
You have to stay. It just showed you have to stay tuned in for every second of the game. You have to. Look, I think this is a very happy Pats fan, very generous Pats fan as well. Cobb coming in early. Really, really appreciate the super chat. Very, very generous, very kind. Thank you so much. Ian Birmingham, best left back in the league, and there's not many people that can argue with that. This evening. Very, very good header to salvage a point. A good point as well. Sligo are now pushover. A very, very good side in their own right. So Pats will be delighted. Just before we get into things, if we can hit 50 likes on the stream tonight, that would be fantastic. I think we actually got over 40 on the watch along already, so which is class. And if you can subscribe as well. We're working towards. I think we're nearly at 2,600, so we're working towards that 3K mark initially to work towards the 5K mark by the end of the year, which would be. So it's a big target, but listen, we can't. We might as well go large, go big or go home, as they say. But as you saw by Cobb's generous donation there, you can also do that as well through a small super chat to the channel. It's a small donation to pay Socko's petrol to the games, stuff like that. Socko's will be driving up to the games and also fair play. Well, he doesn't see a penny of it, don't worry, I'm only joking. He's going to have jersey first.
Well, most of it just goes on Mars bars and coffee.
It does help with the running of the channel, though. I need to turn this on. It does help with the running of the channel, though, and it is greatly appreciated. Whatever you can do, but the like and subscribe is the main thing. A couple of comments flying in already. But the first thing we're going to touch on tonight, lads, I'm sure you saw it. I actually I don't have a banner made for this, but I'm sure you all saw the big talking point in world football really there over the weekend. The Man United fans getting the game postponed against Liverpool. What were your thoughts on that?
Mental, wasn't it? Like, oh my god, it was like something out of I never thought we'd get to a stage where you see like fans on like the pitch like before a game, and like I thought it was absolutely mental. I thought, obviously beside all the violence and stuff, because there was 1 or 2 isolated incidents, I do think I thought it was great, to be honest with you. Letting them know really like ultimately who runs the club, like who makes the club, do you know what I mean? So I seen like they were standing outside the hotel with a sign saying, we decide when you play, that's what they should be. Like, it's a fans game, it's a fans club. So I thought it was absolutely brilliant, to be honest with you. Like the protest outside as well, there was like upwards of like 10,000 people. Like, it's brilliant. Really love to see it. Like, hopefully it's a step in the right direction. I know with Arsenal anyway. Obviously being an Arsenal fan, there's rumours that we might be selling, Kroenke might be selling, which would be absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I hate the guy, to be honest with you. So it's step in the right direction, and just shows the power of the power of the fans really to get the biggest fixture. Ultimately, is like they're the 2 biggest teams in terms of revenue and fans in the UK, and to get them to cancel a game like on a Sunday, Sky's kind of premier event of the day, like, it's brilliant. Absolutely love to see it. Like,
100%. Soccer?
Yeah, absolutely insane. It was the first ever time a Premier League game has been called off because of a fan protest. Like, we've never seen anything like it. Putting the isolated incidents aside, there's no excuse for like injuring a police officer. And when there's a few thousand, what was the number?
There's always a minority, isn't there? There's always a minority.
Was it 5,000 or more?
I think it might have been 10.
10.
It was over 10,000. Over 10,000.
10,000 people. Like, you're always going to get a few idiots. And I think that should be pointed out. And it should be said that shit like that isn't acceptable. Accessible.
Accessible.
The stadium was accessible.
It was, yeah.
But putting the isolated incidents aside, I 100% support what they did. I think those few hundred fans wouldn't have broke in if, like, it goes to show you how much they care deeply about the club, how desperate they are to get the Glazers out, who they were unhappy when they took over in 2005. There's a huge kind of movement in 2010. And now, of course, talking to United friends of mine, the unhappiness over the last few years has been bubbling, and the ESL shit show is the only way to call it, has brought things over the tipping point, and that's exactly what we saw yesterday. We saw thousands of fans that were desperate to make their voices heard, and there's one argument, like, once you break into the stadium or breaking the law, it's kind of devaluing your argument a little bit. But to be honest, the only way I see it, that's the only way they're going to get their voices heard. Like, they're not allowed in to see games at the moment. Like, I don't think the Glazers give a shit if, like, there's hashtags or anything like that. I think civil disobedience is probably one of the only ways they can make their voices heard, and they got the biggest game of the season so far. If Liverpool lost, City won the league, like, and never mind, it's United Liverpool kind of derby, huge fixture. A fan movement got the biggest game in the Premier League called off, and that's going to be front page of every newspaper this morning, Sky Sports, Sky News, all the rest of it. And that's the only way the Glazers are going to stand up and take notice. Whether they will, that's another question. But it's probably just the start of what we're going to see if something concrete isn't done. But apart from the isolated incidents aside, 100% support what happened yesterday.
Great. Can you hear me? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Up here.
Yeah.
Great. From your point of view as well, like, we're kind of a fan of a club that's like not too fond of the owners. Let's say, do you think Arsenal fans might take some inspiration from that?
Sorry, there's some random music playing on my headphones there. Sorry, some YouTube videos started playing in the back. Yeah, I hope so. That said, like, I wouldn't particularly want us to be protesting on Thursday because, like, it's the Europa League, probably the biggest game of our season. It is the biggest game of our season. So, like, I think, like, I do kind of understand the whole thing of protesting, but I don't know, maybe wait until, like, you know, we're playing West Brom or something. You know, just don't distract. Like,
I think that's what. Sorry, I think that's what the United fans did. Like, I might be wrong, but they didn't protest at the Roma game because it was such a huge, like, Europa League semi-final. And it's probably the perfect time for them to protest because the Europa League semi-final second leg and the final are away, and they're guaranteed second place now, so there's no consequence for them last. But totally different for yourselves. Like, huge game. Do it when you're playing a West Brom or a Sheffield. Like,
yeah, because at the end of the day, like, the players don't need, like, it is a massive distraction at the end of the day. Like, there's no saying it. Like, I think for Man United and Liverpool, like United are going to get, like, they're going to get top 4 guarantee basically now, and Liverpool, I know it's sort of like City win the title, but, like, it's a foregone conclusion at this stage, really. Like, but just to, I mean, I do absolutely completely agree. I would love to see those kind of scenes at Arsenal. Like, we had a good protest, very, very good protest the other week. It's good to see. It's good to see, you know, football fans, like, coming out and, like, in unison against billionaire owners, really, who, like, they've got away with their criminality for so long, really, and running the club that they really don't give a shit about. So yeah, good to see.
100%. And the thing about it as well with I know it's a much smaller scale now, but we obviously saw a couple of weeks back the Dundalk fans kind of putting up some sort of demonstration against their owners, and it's hard to know where the line gets crossed and stuff, and how much of an impact their kind of signs saying are being ran like a circus has on the owners. But yeah, like it's just hard to know where the line is in terms of maybe Dundalk fans. What do they feel that they can do, because they're off the field things, it's a shit show, really, isn't it? They're off field issues, really, to be honest. And Jim McGilton, the director of football, has been managing the side the last few weeks and everything. Like, it's all complete mess. And you'd think after a club gets into the Europa League qualifier, gets into the Europa League group stage, that surely they're going to win the league next season. They have so much money to spend, and they've been pretty poor. Obviously, drawn with Longford this evening. We'll get on to that, but yeah, we'll move on from that. Jumping into Friday night's games. Before it's a quick look at the commentary, Lenny says he'd donate, but he's skinned no reason at all. I think that's. Listen, if you can like the video, that's all we ask, genuinely, and to be subscribed. That's the main thing you can do, genuinely. We do really appreciate that. I'm waiting. Killian McCarville, big Man United supporter, says green and gold until it's sold. Killian McCarville would have been there himself if there was no COVID restrictions, I'd imagine. Or Ali, okay, I'm waiting for the review of Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone, the first book you said. 1 a week. I'm saying that in the live stream. The same, we'll do 1 a week, but no. Yeah. The only thing we'll be doing once a week is asking Socko if he's got the Finn Harp jersey yet. That's it. So Socko, have you got the Finn Harp jersey yet?
No.
Scumbag.
At least you answered it straight out this time instead of saying, listen.
Yeah, not deflecting.
Yeah, not deflecting it. But yeah, in terms of Friday night's games, we'll jump into them. Start off at Killian saying he'd be there in a heartbeat. We know you would, fella. Drogheda, who played host to Sligo Rovers, that was a 1-1 draw. I can't even remember these games because I'm focused on the ones today. But,
I know, yeah.
I luckily have some notes written down. So Chris Lyons opened the scoring, and Johnny Kenny, the young 17-year-old, equalised, and that was a 1-1 draw. For Sligo now, these draws is a tough place to go, as Bo's found out today. But yeah, I think both sides wouldn't be overly displeased with a point there.
Yeah, for sure. Like Sligo third, Drogheda fifth now. Drogheda picking up like points here and there. Obviously, the point today, 2 wins, 4 draws, and 3 points. You could really good start to the season for them. You could start to think like they might be safe if they kind of continue over the next few weeks. Like,
sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems as well like Sligo, like even though they've had such a good start, they've been playing real well. Like those last 2 games, they'd be very, very disappointed. Like obviously against Drogheda, like the decent side, not a bad side, but then dropping points against Pats today, obviously as well, which we'll get onto later. But maybe form kind of tapering off a little bit. You feel like because they've had such a bright start to the season, now they're kind of dropping points. Where in earlier games, you think they'd that they would have got like they scraped 3 points out of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. In terms of the predictions, Socko went for a home win. Ty went for an away win. And Liam, Griff and Ross, I went for the draw. So a point each for me, Liam and Griff. I'd be delighted. 1 in the bag. Next up, St. Pat's comprehensively beat Longford by 3-0. Ronan Coughlin scored here. Chris Forrester got a double, and one of Chris Forrester's goals will be one that will be on replay for the remainder of the campaign, if not into the further future, because it was a beautiful strike. It was like a knuckleball into the top right corner. Definite goal of the season contender.
Yeah, I only saw the Chris Forrester goal. I didn't see the rest of the goals, but yeah, I mean, you would expect Pats to win that. Doing real well this season. The Chris Forrester's always been top player. Like he's one of the best midfielders in the league, Ireland, no doubt. Like great to see him score an absolute cracker.
Obviously, more of the same from Longford and more of the same from Pat's, absolutely flying. And I think Coughlin, is he up there top scorer this season? He must be up there.
I'd say he's up. Yeah, not too far off. I wouldn't say. Yeah.
With Pat's like so strong at the back, another clean sheet. their home record still intact this season. And yeah, Longford picking up decent points today, but like kind of concerning for them. You're facing probably the best form team in the league at the moment.
Going to Pats and losing isn't going to get them relegated. It's different. It's like that's not the game that'll get them relegated. It's the likes of losing to Waterford there that they lost to like 2 weeks back. That's the ones that they need to be getting points from, really.
Yeah, and there's plenty of time to pick up points then.
Yeah. Realistically, going to Pats is always going to be tough. No surprise that we all went for a home win there in terms of the predictions. So it's a point on the board for everyone. Griff, we'll come to you first on this one, fella. Bohemians 1, Derry City 2. I thought Griff would fall asleep for a second, but
no, I'm back. Don't worry. Yeah, paralyzed in fear having to talk about this game. Genuinely, like, I mean, just shocking, really, isn't it? Like, especially with the Derry at home, like Derry team been really, really struggling this season. Like, and I don't know what really the crack is. Like, I think there's been so many times, even we've seen today, like where you're in a good, comfortable position against Longford as well. You've seen like a comfortable enough position, like you should be taking the game. You should be, getting a second goal, maybe getting a third goal, killing the game, and out nothing really. Do you know what I mean? It's just so annoying. Like, and they're the games like this is a massive, like it's been a massively disappointing start to the season. And I don't think, to be fair, a lot of times I don't think both of you have been playing particularly badly. Like I think there's just been so many moments where just like there's like 3 or 4 games which come to mind that like we like Rovers, Longford, today against Drogheda, and then that you should be. I mean, maybe not against Rovers because, to be fair, they're a decent side, but we could have got something out of that. And we got nothing. Just so many games where you just like dropping points out of nothing against Derry as well. Who we definitely should have, put a good few past really. So yeah, extremely disappointing really. Like.
We've just a few comments in here. Please skip the Bows games. I'm not in the mood. I agree. Skip the Bows games, and then shut up when we start talking about them.
It's depression, like.
Yeah,
honestly, like.
Just back on Pats for a sec. Cop saying that Coughlin's involved in 7 of their 13 goals this season. Really, really having a fantastic year so far. I was looking at the league table there. So Bows are currently in 8th place. They have 8 points from 9 games. But if you look at it from a different point of view, they're only 3 points off 4th, which they could easily have made up at any stage. Like they could easily be in 4th, but they're in 8th. Like it's so tight still. Like they could easily turn it around, but 8 points from 9 is pretty grim reading.
Out of those last 2 games though against Derry and today, that should be 6 points. Like, do you know? And then like in terms of we're 1 or something. Yeah, and we're having a completely different conversation then if we win that game and today, like we're having a different conversation saying, oh geez, maybe Bows are like turning it around, like and instead it's just disappointment really, like especially today, which is just so disappointing. But
look, that's 2 games now where they've gonna go ahead and just totally let the opposition get back into the game. Like
Longford as well.
Yeah, lack of concentration or lack of game management. Like it's hard to put your finger on it.
I wouldn't even, to be fair, I wouldn't blame Keith Long. Like I don't know, it's just moments in the game where just heads switch off. Like the goal today, like. But anyway, Ross, you must be.
Dan Casey was a big loss. Has to go down. It's looking even more now. Like that. Like that was such a big blow to them at the back. He's such an integral player, and it's kind of one of those players that kind of goes under the radar a little bit, but you really notice it when he's gone. Like you really notice him missing. No one got any points in terms of the predictions here. Ross, Succo, Griff and Tyg all went for a home win. Liam went for the draw, so he narrowly missed out on a point there, but no one got one in the end. Next game was Finn Harps playing host to Shamrock Rovers. It ended in a 2-0 win for the away side. It actually stayed 0-0 up to the 74th minute, and then Rovers, they always just they grind out the results, don't they? 74th minute, Rory Gaffney nicked one, and then Sean Hoare to wrap it up and seal all 3 points in the 81st minute to bring all 3 points home to Tala. And they're just tipping away, aren't they? They're just getting all the results.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously breaking that record today, but that seemed to be...
Just to cut you across, we have to give them huge congratulations for that as well. It's a fantastic record. 31 games, isn't it?
Yeah. 31 league games unbeaten now, new League of Ireland record. Like absolutely insane. Obviously that kind of looked in doubt 15 minutes ago when they were 0-0 with Finn Harps, but like I think I've seen it
It's unbeaten, so the draws would go towards it as well.
Yeah, of course. But Finn Harps could next goal.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. But like I've seen it every time I've been at Tala this season, the Pats game, opening game of the season, and Bows. Most recently, like they just always find a little something to get back into the game. Kind of, they don't throw the kitchen sink in it, but like they're really patient. Keep getting into good positions, trying your luck, getting good shots off, and yeah, they're absolutely flying. They're just picking up wins here and there, and like you're not going to, as you said before, like you're not going to win the league on a few games. It's a 36 game season, so like you have to just keep tipping away at it, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Griff.
Yeah, no, not much to add really. Like I think we all went for a Rovers win on this. Like no real surprise, but yeah, it's just it's a tougher week.
You will be surprised, Griff. You will be surprised. Sacco and Liam both went for a draw on this one, actually.
Oh, really? What was the thinking behind that? You trying to go like trying to win some more favour to Finn Harps fans?
Sacco trying to make amends.
He's not buying a jersey.
I'm trying to make a few friends up in Donegal. Build some trust, like the Glazers are at the moment.
So yeah, Ross, Griff, and Tyke all got a point on the board there with an away win. Griff flying this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the next game week it went all out the window, to be honest with you. So
so in terms of the next game, then it was Waterford 0, Dundalk 3, ironically 3 as well, because that's meant to substitutes that Waterford had on the bench as well. We'll get on to that in a second. We'll actually make that its own kind of talking point in a second. But yeah, in terms of the actual game, Andy Boyle scored 25 minutes gone. Shields after 42 and Duffy after 46 to wrap it all up and tie it with a nice bow on the top. Nice analogy. But yeah, Dundalk take 3 points back to Oriel. I think they drew today, so they didn't really make big grow on top of that. But disappointing from Waterford, like in terms of a lot of different aspects. But for Dundalk, we'll focus on Dundalk first. They'll be delighted to have got that 3-0 win.
Yeah, still things have kind of improved under Jim McGilton, picking up good wins, and obviously disappointed today with that draw, but seems to kind of steady the ship at the moment. There's still not much talk of a new manager being appointed that I've seen anyway. They kind of want to get that sorted sooner rather than later. Apparently they're still going through all the CVs at the minute, according to the Irish Mirror. But yeah, McGilton just steadying the ship at the moment, picking up good points, and kind of bringing a bit of form back to Dundalk. Obviously, hosting Sligo this Friday, so that should be a big game.
Yeah, no, yeah. I thought Dundalk would I thought they were kind of favourites to win just based on all the situation that's going on in Waterford at the moment, bit mental, but it's good to see them get 1 or 2 points. I thought they were pretty poor today, obviously going 2-0 down against Longford. We'll get onto that later, but I'm not sure if it was down to, I didn't actually watch the game, but I'm not sure if it was down to maybe Dundalk playing well, or maybe just Waterford being like very poor. So I don't know if any Dundalk fans are watching it, let us know.
Yeah, probably a combination of the two, probably, you'd imagine. But the huge talking point is Kevin Sheedy, is protest, so to speak. A direct quote from him saying, "I put academy players on the bench for last week's game against Longford Town, and I wasn't prepared to put a young player's career on the line when I know that he's not going to get the full protection from the officials, especially the referee." So his reasoning for not playing under 19 players who are training their bollocks off and training every week, not giving them opportunity, is because apparently the referees won't give them the protection that they need. I don't know who wants to jump in here first, but it seems absolutely ludicrous, doesn't it?
I'm sure if you asked any under 19 player or academy player at Waterford, would you rather be involved in the match, get on the bench, get a bit of game time, or oh no, I'm worried about you picking up a knock and you're not going to get a free kick? Like every single under 19 player would. I am no doubt about it, will put their body on the line. You pick up a foul, some are 50-50, you can pick up a yellow. I cannot get my head around it at all. Pretty pretty. What do you say to them? 4 or 5 or 6 under 19 players. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you at home tonight. We're gonna name 3 subs just because I'm worried about you getting a knock. Like, fuck me. 19 players. Yeah.
Sorry.
Watching in the background, boosting them views.
I was gonna check the likes.
Yeah, fair. I think it's absolutely ridiculous though. Like, I think it's so egotistical as well that you're going to be like, oh, you have an agenda against the referee, so therefore the whole club's going to suffer. Like, it's very like, it's just bizarre, really. Like, what's he achieving exactly from that? Like, the refs aren't going to turn around and be like, oh, fair enough. Like, you know, we've been really, real poor recently, so you know, we're going to do better because Kevin Sheedy's only fielding 3 players on the bench. Sorry, what? Like, it's not going to happen. It's just egotistical, and it's just stupid because you're delaying good opportunities for young players to develop their careers. And not even young players as well. You have senior players who's leaving out the squad potentially. Like, so it's, I don't know. It's just ridiculous in my opinion. Just egotistical. Thinks he's bigger than the club. Just because he has an agenda and just because he feels a few wrong decisions have gone against him. Fair enough. They may have gone against him. I haven't been watching much Waterford. They've been pretty poor.
If it's one referee that he had a problem with, does he just tar them all under the same brush? Would you not just do the 3 subs for that one referee if he's managing the game? Like, kind of thing, like, instead of tarring them all under the same brush. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Like.
And he's saying like it's because until the standard of officiating in the League of Ireland improves, like, you putting 3 subs on the bench isn't going to make a ref be like, I'm going to up my game here. Like, it makes no sense. It just makes no sense. It's just egotistical, and I don't think he'll last very much. Like, he won't last much longer, to be honest. Like, because we all heard like a few weeks ago as well. We heard that he was gone. Not even, was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. It seems like a matter of time, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, man. It's inevitable.
6 points from 9 games. Like, I don't think that has much to do with the refereeing decisions that are going your way. Like, I watched them versus Pats, was it 2 weeks ago, lose 1-0, but it should have been 3 or 4, to be honest, if it wasn't for the Waterford keeper. But halfway through the second half, I sat there and I said it to you before. I heard a load of screaming and I said, what the fuck is it? And I can't remember his name. Mike Newell, Waterford assistant manager, was giving out shit about the like Waterford weren't allowed to wear blue tape, but Pats were allowed to wear red tape on their socks, something stupid like that. And like, I sent in the videos, you can see for yourself, and assistant manager got a red card. So like, I'm not sure if Waterford in the best position to be given out about like the standard of refereeing or like behavior during a game of football, when like that's the kind of example you're setting. It was the second time their assistant manager got sent off this season. But if you're a 19-year-old player working your bollocks off every week, and Kevin Sheedy turns around and says to you, listen, I'm not happy with the referee, and I'm going to wait until it improves. Like, there's no way to quantify that. Like, that's totally up to him. And
it's subjective. It's subjective. It's subjective.
Totally. And there's 5 or 6, however many you want to call it, academy players now who'll be sitting at home on their arse on Friday night when they could be getting valuable senior experience on the bench or getting game time. And I'm sure if you ask every single one of them, would you rather sit at home or possibly pick up a knock if you go on for the last 20 minutes, like, they'll all say, I want to play. Ludicrous. And I think he's deflecting a lot of the, like, I think possibly deflecting a lot of the attention onto the referees, and like kind of getting away from the fact that they've picked up 6 points from 9 games, 2 wins and 7 draws. And that game against Pats, like, it's been a long time since I've seen a team play so poorly. So I think his priority is in the wrong position at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. And just the last thing I'll say as well, he's freezing out Brian Murphy as well as the goalkeeper, who's like been very, very solid number 1 for them last few seasons, and he's frozen him out because I think he has a personal disagreement with him. So I think he just has, like, it seems like he's pointing fingers and trying to deflect blame, where in reality, like, it might just be down to poor management, really. And it gives a bad reputation to the league. It makes us look like a pub league, really, like, doesn't it? Like, you're trying to improve the stature of the league amongst casual people, like just Irish people who wouldn't really watch it, and you have like that shit coming out, like, oh, they filled in 2 outfield players on the bench. It's not good, like.
100%. We had some comments coming in as well about the situation. Cobb says that the management of Waterford is crazy, and him putting 2 players on the bench is a terrible look for the league. He also finds it impossible to understand how he's saying he can't put fit players on the bench because he has to protect them, but refuses to make subs. Surely lack of rest would be worse than anything. And then someone else says who gives a F about tape. He's just making silly excuses because he's trying to take the focus off him being a bad manager.
Well, I mean,
the league table
kind of
doesn't lie, in fairness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Do you know what I mean?
Simply put. Simply put.
Standard.
Before we move on,
Cork fans saying that.
Conan Byrne, they faced Dundalk in that 3-0 loss named, and we say 3 subs, like one of them was a goalkeeper, like 2 outfield subs, like but Conan Byrne's top level football in this country, academy structures in place, and we have a situation where a club puts 3 subs on the bench. When will we ever progress? I think that sums it up well.
Yeah, sums it up perfectly, to be fair. Moving on to the prediction table, actually, after that round of fixtures.
That's been 5 out of 5, wasn't it?
Ross leads the way, 24 points on the board. Liam in second place with 21, joint with Tig with 21 as well. Griff had a great week, actually. Griff got 4 points this week as well as myself. Liam got 3, Tig and Socko both got 2. Socko in 4th place with 20, and Griff catching up a little bit with 17. From 13 to 17 is a bit of a jump, so he'll definitely take that. In terms of game week 9, then, which is obviously today, probably call these match day instead of game week, but sure, look, Drogheda against Bows. I'll come to you again, Griff. Did you watch this? Did you say?
Did I watch this?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You did, yeah. Do you want to take your thoughts on the game?
It seems like I'm a broken record here because every time I come on, I have to justify Bows like dropping points. I'm like, we actually played pretty well, but yeah, it was just like Drogheda, I don't think, created a single chance the whole game until the corner at the end, where the defending was just, it was just left your man completely unmarked, and it was just terrible. Georgie Kelly's not doing it for me up front. Like, he wasn't doing it for me before, and he's not doing it for me now. Like, I thought he's just, I don't know. He just reminds me of watching Giroud, like 2015-16 for Arsenal. You stuck him up top, and he's not doing anything. Like, he's just like missing. Yeah, geez, like, and I don't want to slate him because he scored 1 or 2 goals, penalties. But like, I mean, he's just you're trying to replace like from Andre Wright, and then you have like, do you know what I mean? It's like night and day, really. Like, I thought the defense was okay the whole game. I do think Bowes has been pretty poor defensively at times this season. Obviously, Dan Casey's been a massive miss. But I think it's literally just moments. It's moments like where you just stupid things have gone against us. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just really annoying. Like, Drogheda, I don't think deserved anything particularly from it. Bowes created 1 or 2. Like, we deserved the goal. The goal was very good. Dawson Devoy, very like unbelievable bit of skill. Middle of the park. Yeah, he was the best player on the pitch. You could see by he's technically he was the best player on the pitch. Like, just in terms of quality, like, and that was even when he didn't have the ball and stuff. He's really, really, just really good. Like, he's another level, really. Like, so he'll probably be sold next summer, by the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? So that's
he hasn't really been starting though, has he? Like, he's been kind of in and out of the team a little bit. But you imagine now he's surely like when he has to start starting games. Like, the quality, so much.
You've been missing that bit of creativity. I feel because like there hasn't been a lot of chances created like at times this season. Like, you kind of been sitting around. There's been times in the game where you're just like lumping it up to Kelly and hoping for the best, and he's trying to hold it up, and you're not getting anything. And you just seen like he drops the shoulder, looks up, like skins your man, just pops it over the top. The ball was absolutely perfect, like a great finish by Burt as well. But yeah, it's purely down to moments and just points being dropped and dropped again. Like, and it's just like a broken record at this stage. Like, it feels after the Dundalk result, it was like finally the season's getting kicked off now, and it feels like we've taken 2 steps backwards since then. You know, so it's just frustrating.
I saw the equalizer, and they just totally sit like last 2 minutes of the game. You think you'd just mark a man at least, but I think the goal scorer and another Drogheda player had free reign in the 6-yard box. Like, if you pause the video, they're just totally unmarked.
Terrible, yeah. Last second, you have to be better. Like,
yeah, but just from a game management point of view, there's a lot of work to do there, and it's not going to get any easier now for them in the next few weeks.
No way. The comments coming in about the both situation. Drew isn't bad, he's underrated. I knew that was going to hit someone.
I'll say that. I'm talking about the specific part of the season where Arsenal should have won the league and Ozil was on track to get like 35 assists, and then
was that the year Leicester won it, was it?
Yeah, and Giroud didn't score from January till May, like, and you should look at the compilations on YouTube. I hate the guy. I hate him. Like, and then he wins the Europa League. Thank you, Arsenal.
Yeah, that was so funny.
He has blood on his hands. He has absolute blood in his hands. So I'm going to slander him. Like,
as Chelsea fans being Soccer, thought that was absolutely perfect shit. No, I ain't joking. I'm not joking. Lenny says we need a striker and a centre back desperately.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Georgie Kelly's up to the level really, like where like even like it's just Andre Wright was very good, and Denny Corcoran a few years ago he could grab you a few goals. Like he's felt more agile, quicker, like, you know.
Yeah, I think Denny Corcoran, if I think Keith Long probably regrets getting rid of him. He's good for a goal, like.
Yeah, 100%.
Giroud wasn't bad. I saw that. Sorry. Ben, who I was a Bows fan, said bad result that today. That assist from Devoy, heavenly. He was the furthest thing from being devoid of ideas, wasn't he? Killian, Giroud is utter garbage. I hate him.
Absolutely, yeah. Blood in his hands.
This is not for Town Fan TV. Of course, drew 2-2 today. I'm not as happy with the 2-2 draw as we should have finished the game off in the second half. Yeah, I heard Longford had a good spell in the second half, actually. Bradley Rolt, I heard that as well. His loan has come to an end. He played 0 minutes for Bows. So the Denny Corcoran situation makes even less sense now. But someone in this Socko, I was going to say someone in this unnamed, but it's a Socko, like, had a chat with Keith Long in real life, and Keith Long said that he was looking for a striker.
In real life.
He regretted letting Denny go. Big time.
I offered to take my boots up to the element, but he said no.
We're not that desperate just yet. Today, other games today. In terms of the predictions, I'll do that first. Everybody went in that game. Everybody went for a draw, except for Griff, who went for the away. I
almost got it so right as well. Like,
was that table you done like after game week 8?
8, yeah.
Cool.
I haven't updated just yet.
A few points on the way now.
Yeah. Just 25 people watching, which is class. And if you can drop a like on the stream, guys, it is greatly appreciated. We're looking to hit 50 likes. It'd be phenomenal if you could do that. And do subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're on the road towards 5k by the end of the year. Massive target. We can't do it without your support. Greatly appreciated always. So if you can like and subscribe, and if you're in the mood, you can drop a super chat, which is a small donation to the channel. All your support is greatly appreciated in that regard. It just helps us out ever so slightly. And any pennies you can give us after a long bank holiday weekend, I'd say most of your pockets are empty. But sure, look, we move on. But yeah,
it sounds like the X Factor. Like every 5 minutes on Under Deck. Like, and if you want to vote for Matt Cardle,
Cardle had a great voice.
Which League Vernon club do you think Matt Cardle would fit in as a fan? Oscar Bowes. He wears a hat, like.
Yeah. He plays a guitar.
Climate Justice Officer vibes. Shamrock Rovers beat Waterford 3-0. Are we on that one? Yeah, I think we're on that. I'll keep losing track here. That was today, wasn't it? Yeah. Waterford getting another spanking. But 3 goals with 3 subs.
Another 3-0,
yeah.
Shocking.
Not ideal,
right home about there. That was expected, really, isn't it?
Yeah, expected from both sides. Rovers absolutely flying. Waterford going the opposite direction. I think they had a huge improvement from the last day. I think they named 4 subs on the bench.
Oh wow, that's massive.
Yeah.
It's a huge boost.
Fair play.
The officiating was slightly better in the Dundalk game, so he said,
But 6 points, 9 games, like early, kind of a quarter, more than the quarter way through the season. Like you can see them definitely be in around the relegation places.
For sure, yeah.
And just from what I've seen them this year.
Can I just pull up something here really real fast, right? The three of us did our league table predictions to start the season. I was ridiculed for putting Waterford 10th. I was absolutely ridiculed by the Perriers. Ridiculed.
No, ridiculed, hardly. That's a bit mad. I was ridiculed. Like, ridiculed. Strong word.
The extent of my knowledge about Waterford was like Kevin Sheedy, Ireland legend. They won't go down. They
finished 6th last season. Don't go down.
You're absolutely nothing.
Fifth. But yeah.
Obviously, Rovers breaking that record with that win.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect anything less. Like Waterford and Dire Straits at the moment, and Rovers just so solid all the time, really. Like, so yeah, no surprises there. Hopefully, Sheedy, if the referee was bad in this game, he takes another sub off, and then if the referee's good, he adds another one on. Like, let's absolutely see what he has next week. Like,
oh man.
Cobb says, "I'm so glad we saw the back of Georgie Kelly. Obviously, as a Pats fan, they saw the back of Georgie Kelly last season. He's on loan. Georgie Kelly." For Rona Coughlin is the best upgrade ever. You can't argue with that, in fairness. Griff, what did you attempt to study in UCD?
Jesus Christ. pretty relevant anyway, isn't it? Like, I didn't even attempt to study it. Full-time painter. I was a full-time painter. Yeah, no, Spanish and Italian, and I remember I missed the first week and then of Italian, and I went back because I think we were in. Oh, do you know what I missed as well? Once we went to Cardiff, Wales, and I came back. Yes. I came back and I went to an Italian class, and they were all like, "Buongiorno," and I was like, "Listen, I think it's gonna pack it in here." Like after Cardiff, I was like, "Yeah, no, I think I'll give this a rest now." So yeah,
it was all worth it. In fairness, worth it.
Absolutely, I'll do it again in a heartbeat. Absolutely,
yeah, Cardiff. That's something that'll stick with us for life. In fairness, that Cardiff trip.
Yeah,
James McLean, bang one in. Cobb, another donation. This guy is a gem. Burma has me in the mood to give a super chat. Cobb, you're an absolute gent and a scholar. Really appreciate it. Legend. And James Duggan also with a super chat as well. Hero. Okay. Good work as always, lads. That is so appreciated. Thank you to the Perry. Okay. Really, really appreciate that. So kind, so generous. It was really appreciated, and I promise you, it won't be put to good use. Matt Cardle is definitely a UCD fan because he's irrelevant.
Dead right. UCD slander. I'm all for it.
UCD slander is brilliant. It's brilliant. Moving on to the Longford game today. Obviously, they drew 2-2 with Dundalk. Good point for Longford. They would have definitely taken it before the game, but the fact that they went 2-0 up, be a little bit disappointed, perhaps.
Yeah, obviously, like from what I've seen from them this season, like Longford have been lucky for a good few games. Jared Doyle is a very good manager. I won't have a bad word said about him on this channel. Excuse me. But yeah, going 2-0 up, like, should have killed the game off. Dundalk got back into it then. You said Longford did have a good spell in the second half, but I think it's Chris Shields got the goal with 10 minutes, the equaliser with 10 minutes to go. So decent point for Longford. Kind of might Dundalk be probably happier to get a result when it looked like Longford were cruising. But yeah, kind of step in the right direction for Longford. Like,
yeah, good points on the board. I only caught the last 10-15 minutes of this. Dundalk towards the end, where it was definitely Longford were on the back foot, kind of holding up, ready, like they're happy to take a point. But yeah, you would feel pretty disappointed, like going 2-0 up. That I think they may have had one or two chances actually in the second half as well to kill the game. So that would have been a big one. Getting points against Dundalk, 3 points would have been massive. But yeah, they won't be too disappointed, I feel, in hindsight.
Longford Town Fan TV, I presume he'll know more than any of us. If we took our chances, could have won by 5+. Wow.
Yeah.
Huge. I suppose it's a big ask. But Killian McCarville, go on then. I'll support the lads. What a man.
Absolutely.
49. Absolute hero of the game. Thank you so much. It's so kind. Thank you to everyone who's dropped the super chat this evening. It is genuinely really, really appreciated.
I'll buy Killian a pint with that on Saturday.
Yeah. Top man to the audience. Thank you so much. Genuinely, really, really appreciate it from all of you. there was a Vamos Patrick chain going in the thing earlier on, and
what's that mean?
Is this something that Lenny was trying to get going in the chat? And even asked Griff, give us a Vamos Patrick.
And I feel like this is one of these things, like, do you ever see like Robbie on AFTV, where I got a message from like Ben Dover and all, like.
I had one earlier. I nearly got cut out earlier. They
really
say something about a Man United youngster, and it was like one of those funny names, and I knew it was Ray Peach or something like that.
My god!
Yeah. But Vamos Patrick is getting going. Yeah, everyone's saying we get Vamos Patrick merch typed up soon. Don't worry. Sligo won. St. Pat's won the game. I just watched the entirety of, so I'm probably best placed to comment on this one. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Not really.
Robbie from AFTV gets cut out in the regular. No, Sligo against Pats. I thought Pats, it was a pretty drab first half, but I thought Pats probably had the better chances. They hit the crossbar in the first half as well, I think. And in the second half, Sligo definitely started. They're definitely better second half. Sligo were really, really good in the second half. Got the goal. Jordan Gibson did really well. Jinked past a few and won the penalty in the second half and took it himself, slaughtered it away. And it looked like that was to seal the victory for Sligo Rovers. But then Ian Birmingham heads home in the 95th minute. Lenny's put me off here. 95th minute, Jarosh came up for the corner and everything, and Pats did find an equaliser. So yeah, huge point for St. Pat's to keep up the chase with Shamrock Rovers even, and they play them next as well. So yeah, I think both sides will probably shaking hands on a point before the game, but Sligo definitely be disappointed to lose in 95th minute.
Yeah, a few more like lost to Sligo. Pat's be delighted. I saw a picture of Stephen O'Donnell there. He was absolutely delighted. Like 95th minute equaliser. Probably a fair result. With both sides form coming into this game, like up the top end of the table. Probably to be expected. Like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair play to Pats as well. Like kept going. I didn't watch the game. I don't think from what my younger Pats supporting brothers said that I don't think they played particularly well. So to get a point out of it, yeah, they definitely be happy against the Sligo team, which has been high flying this season. Really, it's disappointing on Sligo's their last two games. They've dropped points, where they could have got potentially 6 big points, put pressure up the top. But yeah, I think as you said, Ross, like at the start of the game, both of those teams would definitely have taken a draw. They would then. I think that was kind of the you would have put money on that being a draw, but I'm not sure if I did say that it was going to be a draw, so we'll check now.
You did say it's going to be a draw, actually. You did.
Yes.
Tig said home, Soccer said away, Liam Ross Griff went draw. And then the final game that we're looking at is Derry Finn Harps, which is ongoing. Derry are currently up 1-0 after 48 minutes. James Akintunde with the goal. And that'll be 3 wins on the bounce for Rory Higgins and Derry City if they can pull that off, which is fantastic start to his life as manager of the club. Cobb coming in saying draw away to Sligo, good result as it is. Buzzing with how we got it though. Absolutely, yeah. Last minute equaliser is always a good buzz, isn't it? Then Lenny talking about something I don't want to discuss. Derry are currently 1-0 up, as we said. So in terms of that one, everyone went for a home win, bar Liam went for the draw. It's obviously not over just yet, but if it stays the same, Ross, Socko, Tig and Griff are getting a point. I'm not going to do a tie-up table for it just yet because it's no point because the match isn't over. Once we switched into a back four, we took complete control of the game because St. Pat's, I think they started off with in a back five, which was an interesting shout. So yeah, the back four did definitely help them grow into the game a bit more. But yeah, in terms of we predict next weekend's fixtures, Derry play host to Longford Town. I forgot to actually ask for these in the group earlier, but Liam just have to send them to me. So who do you fancy in that one? I'll probably go home myself.
Yeah, kind of Derry on the new manager brands, picking up a lot of wins. Yeah, you probably go for Derry win, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for a draw. I think that Longford, getting a draw against Dundalk today, and I thought they played quite well, especially they had a good few chances, as a few lads said. So I'm going to go for a draw. I don't know. I don't think Longford will have enough to win. Just based on Derry having good form recently. We'll see how this game pans out as well, to be fair. So, but yeah, I'm going to go for a draw. Play it safe.
Liam has gone for an away win here. Interestingly, just looking at the text now, making sure I'm not got. He hasn't a clue. Yeah, the text back saying, "Yeah, you haven't a clue."
You cop on. Will you cop on?
Cop on. Oh, that's fucking good. These are a couple of interesting shouts here from Liam. Jesus, it'll be interesting to see what you think of this. But I haven't got tie predictions. But next game is Dundalk Sligo, which is a difficult one to call. I think I'm going to stick down the middle for this one. I'm going to go for a draw. I think.
Oh God, hoping to be at it. I think I'll be at it on Friday. Kind of Dundalk pick up. Kind of Jim McGilton setting the ship there, picking up good results since he's taken over. Sligo in good form as well. A draw probably be fair overall, but Sligo could. Dundalk are a bit shaky at the back. We've seen this season. Sligo could nick it, but I'll probably say draw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Oh God, I'm actually. It's a tough one, isn't it? Like, because it's between.
It's tough.
I'm gonna go for a draw. Yeah, just play it safe again. Like, because I feel like my last one. We'll see. Come next Monday. Like, I feel like my last few picks as well. The last few weeks, some of them have been a bit out of pocket. So best play it neutral. I'll go for a draw.
Liam went for he texted saying I have a clue. He went for an away win here for Sligo.
Liam has a bias against Sligo. He's a complete bias for Sligo.
Yeah. Sligo jersey, Next up, we have the side who are 8th in the league. May I remind you, Bohemians taking on Finn Harps. Relegation battlers, Bows play host to mid-table Finn Harps here. Relegation threatened Bohemians play host to Finn Harps. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go for a home win. Have the faith. Keep the
You're
faith.
deluded. You're deluded.
No, you have to, man. You have to keep going for it. Like,
over here.
Oh man, I don't know. I almost got it right today. If it wasn't for that corner, man, I would have been laughing here. But I eventually have to get one right, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah, go on, Bows.
Finn Harps running Rovers close like last weekend, kind of up until 75 minutes. We've seen picking up really good results. Lenny saying 1-0 Bows. We've seen Finn Harps picking up like good results out of nowhere, left, right, and centre. I think trip to Dalymount could be no different. Bows haven't shown us anything in the last few weeks that like would convince you. Like even if they go 1-0 up, Harps could so easily get back into the game. I'll probably go for a draw. Just on the kind of Bows running form at the moment. But then on the other hand, it could be just the trick they need to kind of get their season back on track. But I'll say draw.
For sure. I'm going to go for a home win just about. I think they need to get a win, don't they? Realistically, more than anything. Liam's gone for the draw as well. So we'll see what the story is there. Forgive me if I get the pronunciation wrong. Does anyone give that a go?
Glaucio Henrique. I have no idea.
Glaucio Henrique. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your kind.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So kind, so generous. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. So Liam also went for the draw there, as I said. Moving on to the next game, Waterford against Drogheda. I'll probably go. This could be a tough one because it's one of those where it's easy to say Waterford are the shit, but it's one of those games where they might get something. But I think I'd go for the away win. I feel like the wheels have really come off for Sheedy there.
Me too. Kind of picking up that equaliser against Bows today, like not giving up. Waterford, 2 wins from 9 games. Like they've been absolutely shocking this season. I'd probably go for an away win, but like could be a draw.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Could go either way. To put me down for an away win.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Waterford get a win out of this anyway. You can see a draw happening. But I'm going to go for a draw to win. They were. I mean, even though they weren't great today against Bows, still got a point. I think they're a better team than Waterford overall, just from what I've seen this season. So yeah, go for a draw to win.
We should not predict the scores anymore. We should just predict how many subs Waterford are going to name. Like
Finn Harps there, Derry City. Finn Harps 1-0.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, equaliser there.
That suits Liam down to the ground. Liam was the only one out for a draw. Everyone else went for a home win there, but still a good 35 minutes left there. I think, isn't there? 30 minutes left or so. So, the final game of the weekend is a cracker as first plays against second. St. Pat's play host to Shamrock Rovers at Richmond Park as well. They obviously had a draw in the Tala Stadium. And it was the first game of the season, soccer, wasn't it? I think they drew the first game. Yeah. Can you take any insights from that? I know it's been a long time since it. A lot of games have happened since. We've seen a lot of them kind of grow. Both the teams have grown since it. But do you have any insights from that game that would lean you towards either side?
Pat's kind of caught me off guard. Coming into the game, like Shamrock Rovers champions first game of the season. The Pats were so impressive, and we've kind of got used to seeing that type of football from them since then. Rovers have had a few kind of shaky moments, like we're pretty lucky to get out with a win against Bows, and a few last-minute equalisers and winners here and there. Could really go either way. Like we've seen so many times Rovers come back from the dead. Pats picking up huge wins left, right, and centre. I actually can't call this one, to be honest. What do you guys think?
Just wait and see what everyone happens. I think the easy thing to say is a draw, but I might steer away from that.
Oh Jesus! You just feel like even if Pats go goal up, I think Pats are a little bit shakier at the back than Rovers. Rovers are so impressive from what I've seen this season. We just feel like no matter what happens in the game, Rovers will find a way to get back into it. I don't know what to say, to be honest.
I don't know what's more iconic, the Undertaker streak of WrestleMania or Shamrock Rovers' unbeaten streak at the moment, and like Will St. Patrick Lesnar, like it's hard to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go for a draw anyway to play it safe. You'd bet. I do think Pats, because I remember even when Pats played Rovers, they could have won. It was late equaliser from Rovers, so I don't know, but Pats are a very good team. They've proved that this season. They've been very, very good, but I don't know. It's draws safe one to say, so.
Yeah, I go for draw too.
I was 2 seconds ago going to say a Pats win, but I think Robbie Benson injured at the moment. Because he wasn't playing today, might be injured at the moment. That's big for them as well. If anyone knows if Robbie Benson's injured, let me know quickly there.
Before he
I remember he wasn't playing today. I'm going to go for an away win. Huge shout, but I'm going to give it away. I can afford to throw away the points. I have a nice lead there, so I can afford to throw away a point here and there. I can afford to throw that. Benson is injured, yeah, and I presume he'll still be out for that game. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Shamrock Rovers win, much to the dismay of Oisín and Cobb there, I'd imagine. But listen, being out last 3 games, so they've adapted well. In fairness, Forrester has stepped up, Lennon. And I presume Pats probably both sides will go for a play back 5. A draw is probably the safe shout, to be honest. But listen, we'll see what happens. Moving on into the first division, we'll fly through the games quickly. Cove lost 4-0 to Galway. Galway got their first win of the season there. Much needed for Galway, for John Caulfield's side. That'll give them a nice boost for their promotion push now. Would you think Galway might challenge? I know it's only the first win of the season now, but they're tipped pre-season to challenge. And do you think that they could fly up the table?
Yeah, definitely. Like they're only 5 games in. It's a pretty long season. And at the moment, there's only like 6 points between 6th and second and third, 7 points to the top spot. So like it can swing around between a game or two, no doubt.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't been watching. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been watching much First Division this season. But yeah, no, you like to see Galway up there as well. I want to go on a away trip to Galway some stage. So yeah, that'd be kind of nice.
Chris will be watching a lot of it.
It's a big city in the country, isn't it? You want to see
exactly,
it in the first cup. Yeah.
100%,
watch a lot of it next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
yeah, I like that. Wexford 0, UCD 6.
Jesus.
Bananas. Colin Whelan got a hat-trick in this one. Looks a fantastic. Well, he was fantastic last season as well, but he's looking. I think he's 8 goals from 6 games so far this season, and the nearest player is with 3. Nearest top goal scorer is with 3, and he has 8. This looks serious talent at UCD. So yeah, UCD will definitely. I think the UCD will be in top 4 come the end of the year. They're that kind of team, aren't they? They'll be in the playoffs, without a doubt. I think.
Jimmy Corcoran got sent off.
It was, yeah.
That was a big talking point. Mad kind of decision. It was kind of hard to tell from the video. Sent off like 30 seconds in for handling the ball outside the box. Obviously crazy game,
yeah. And want to give a quick shout out to a new YouTube page that has started. Give it a check out as Traveling Pundits, I think they're called. But interestingly, I saw today, I think they're doing like vlogs. They're getting mad views in the videos for Wexford fans. Like, you think, oh Jesus, like they're getting like 5k views on their videos and more. But they sent off an email to the Wexford board today to ask for the manager to be removed from his position.
Oh my god!
So like, I don't know, yeah, they're crazy. But yeah, I would read it out. I would read it out, but it's so, like, it's literally like 5 pages of words, like, and to be perfectly honest with you, but like the fact that they're saying we've got this many views, this many followers, get rid of the manager.
They've just started. And they're calling for the head straight away. Like,
get rid of the manager. So funny. Like, I don't know enough about the situation to know if it's the right thing to do or not. To be honest, I won't even comment on it. But it does seem a bit like, I don't know. Like, it's such a young team, Wexford. They're all 18, 19-year-olds, players on loan and stuff. It seems a little bit harsh to be like calling for the manager's head. I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty funny. How are they?
Hello and welcome back. Sorry.
It's not good as blaring out their fucking video. Oh my god!
I was just trying to look at how
they're
not really like getting into the games. They're just like it's pretty easy to get in.
It's like a gate, isn't it? It's like a fence.
Yeah. Mad. Fair play. He's the next Wexford top on, so fair play to him. I'd like to have a pint with that man.
Yeah, we might try to get them on the channel. There's an open invite to the Traveling Pundits. I called them Traveling Punters, I think, earlier. Traveling Pundits. If you want to get on the channel at any stage, you're more than welcome to do so. Have a chat about Wexford. We can do a little bit of research because we haven't got much of a clue as it stands. Question, lads: will Wexford be able to make an emergency goalkeeper signing? Apparently, I think their best goalkeeper has had like a falling out with the manager, and I was just reading the thing earlier on, and apparently he hasn't. It's like a kind of the Murphy situation at Waterford, like a similar to that. So yeah, we'll see what the story is. But I think they do have a goalkeeper there to play. But I don't know. I'm not sure if they can make an emergency signing, and who would they even sign? Like, and it's even more difficult with COVID and stuff as well. Wexford Fan TV has to go for it.
Oh my god! I love the way in the UK you have like 10,000 people protesting against the Glazers, and then like here you have like a YouTube channel email and be like, get rid of them.
Yeah.
So funny, like, so funny.
Wexford Fan TV. Yes. Oh, that's right. That's been spread out. Griff, I wasn't wrong about Bows falling behind, but how did you lads play today? Because I heard at times they played well, but just missing the final piece of the jigsaw.
Yeah, we touched on it earlier. Well, I didn't touch on it. I went on about it for like 10 minutes earlier. But yeah, we played. It's just like the moments. There's just certain moments in games where you had good chances. I think if you had a better striker up top, potentially, like because the transgression was there from Dawson DeVoy today. Like he's running everything in the centre of the park really. If you had a better striker up top, maybe 1 or 2 more chances to put it away, and then just the end. Like, it's just one moment in the game where Drogheda didn't create anything, and then just one moment of like lack of concentration that happens. And it's been a story all season really. Like, it's just heads go, and then that's when silly things happen and when other teams capitalize on it. So yeah, it's just annoying. Like,
yeah, for sure. Next game in the first division was Shells playing host to Treaty. And Jesus Christ, 1-0 down until the 90th minute. We scored in the 91st minute, scored in the 93rd, 94th minute. Surely that's the game wrapped up. No, Treaty go and equalise in the 96th minute. Crazy stoppage time at Talca Park. Disappointing to drop the 2 points. It isn't really acceptable, to be honest. And the level of performance has been relatively poor this season, to be perfectly honest with you. And Ian Morris is it's one of them where like he kind of got promoted last time without them playing particularly well, but it's because the quality of the players that they have is so good. And it's kind of a similar situation now where there's so much quality getting them out of trouble, but it's not like they're not playing that well. So I don't know. I think Chelsea will probably get promoted, but I don't even think it's like it might not necessarily even be a good thing with Ian Morris at the helm. To be honest, this remains to be seen. Really, Athlone suffered their first defeat of the season to Cabinteely, 2-1 loss. A bit of a shock result there, but Cabinteely always a decent enough side, and Athlone, their first loss of the season, a bit of a shock there.
Yeah, it's hard to read too much into the early games of the season, like the Premier Division, like 9 games in now, whereas the First Division is only kind of 5 or 6. It'll become clearer as the season goes on. But yeah, Cabinteely always a good side. I was just thinking of what's it, Marco Rudin knows Cabinteely inside out. So yeah, savage win for them.
100%.
Yeah.
Man, nothing, absolutely nothing to add. I'm not gonna lie to you, like genuinely nothing to add to that. Yeah.
If you were to speak there, it would be purely just shit. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it usually is as it is. Like for Premier Division, like let alone First Division, like no chance, man.
Yeah, I fucking didn't tune in for a second about it. To be fair, Bray 0, Cork 0. Thanks for watching the First Division reaction there.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on, exactly. Yeah. Glaucio Henrique, €5 super chat. Thank you so much. It's so kind. You don't need to do it. That's so kind. Really, really appreciate it. You've already donated. That's so kind of you. Sorry guys, what a better project to bring South American players to make the competition level bigger. Maybe project with the government. What do you think of that?
Mad question, but yeah, definitely. Jeez, all for anything to improve the level of competition in Ireland. I think at this stage it's a bit like with everything that's happened with the FAI. It's like a lot of it's been stagnated, I think. So it's a bit of a mad one, bit of Football Manager-esque, that one. But yeah, yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I think it's a decent idea. Yeah, I don't know how they'd implement it, but yeah, anything that would like raise the competition in Ireland. That's even when you see players coming over from England and stuff. You like to see it because it does ultimately raise the bar of competitiveness in Ireland. So yeah, definitely South America. A few Brazilian, Argentinian ballers. Yeah, all for it.
Absolutely.
Like I think there's always a bit of buzz when like a foreign player comes to League of Ireland club, because most of the players would be kind of Irish or like Irish based. We've seen with what's his name at Sligo, Joseph Endo, was it?
Yeah. How do you not know his name?
Come on, like
that's so much disrespect. Don't act like you don't know his name.
And Eamon Zayed at Sport Fingal, like you've seen the part that kind of creates a bit of buzz, and like they kind of turn into cult heroes with a lot of fans. So yeah, not a bad idea. And thanks for the donation.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's so kind. Thank you very much. We really, really do appreciate that. If you are only tuning in now, you can, if you can, like the stream. If you want to try and hit 50 likes, I'm going to just check what we're on at the moment. But like all that support is genuinely really, really appreciated. We're at 24 at the moment, sorry. And if you can subscribe as well, that would be fantastic. It is so appreciated, just all your support, guys. And as Galatio just did there, you can drop a super chat. It's just a small donation to the channel. If you want to ask us a question or whatever, we'll probably reply to all the comments anyway. But if you just want to throw in a small donation as well, more than welcome to. Really do appreciate it all. So yeah, we'll move on to our weekly segment where we look at Irish players abroad. It's just a weekly segment where we look at kind of the major talking points of players, maybe young players coming through the ranks and stuff like that over in England and such countries. Start off with Nathan Collins, lads. It looks like he may be making a move to the Premier League, obviously with Stoke at the moment. There was rumoured interest of Arsenal previously, Griff, but it looks like Burnley are set to make a £9 million offer for the 19-year-old. And if a player is worth £9 million, surely he's in our starting 11.
Yeah, honestly, like be walking into that Ireland team. Yeah, Arsenal were linked to them last year. To be honest, like I would love to see an Irish player at Arsenal. It's been a long time. However, like I think Burnley would suit him well. I mean, gone from Stoke to Burnley, like, it's like, Jesus,
Feels like a
two
nice
very,
progression.
very, yeah, absolutely. He'll get a game there. Burnley obviously very well set up defensively. Arsenal not particularly most of the time. So yeah, I think
It's different
definitely.
type of defender though, isn't it? At each club, like at Arsenal, you're expected to be on the ball and play on the front foot and step out with the ball. And where with Burnley, you're kind of like more just heading the ball away. And maybe it's like a Tarkowski's moving on and he's coming in as that replacement as well. Looking at it from that perspective, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. But good that he'll get more minutes with Burnley than he would with Arsenal, I'd say, anyway.
Yeah.
Or one of the bigger teams. So definitely all for it. Like you've seen Darragh O'Shea make the move up in the Premier League this season. With West Brom, obviously they're going down, but I think overall he's had a pretty decent season. Good progression. So yeah, you'd love to see it. Hopefully, one for the future. You know, centre backs getting older in the Irish team. Like he's thinking like Shane Duffy and the likes, like kind of past their peak at this stage. So yeah, good to see that we've got Omabad Midile for Norwich as well. There you go. Him as well doing. So I mean, he seems like you've got a good crop of young players coming through, which is good.
No disrespect, his name is a struggle, isn't it? His name is.
I don't want to butcher it as well. Like
and even more in the centre back department as well. The former LOI player moved over to London with Crystal Palace. He was with Cork City previously, Jake O'Brien, but he, at the weekend, he captained Palace under 23s and actually scored twice as a centre back. He scored twice and actually captained the side as well in a 3-2 win. And it's another centre back option moving forward. And if we have the likes of Jake O'Brien, Nathan Collins, and Omobamadile coming through. Actually, they did that pretty well, didn't they?
Not bad.
Do you think Darragh O'Shea might be looked at in more of a right back role, possibly if Doherty and Coleman are starting to get a little bit older, maybe? If you have options,
possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing is, if I look at the system Stephen Kenny's trying to play, like I think he might be, like you've seen in the last few games, he played 5 at the back maybe, and then my wing backs, Darragh O'Shea is not particularly a wing back kind of player. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, really. Hopefully Dockley is going to be. I mean, even though he's not been great for Tottenham this year. Let's be honest. Like he probably will be playing at near the top enough level, like Premier League level. Whether for Tottenham or not, it's to be disputed. But so hopefully he has a few more years left in him. And then apart from that, like, I can't really think of anyone. Cyrus Christie. Oh Jesus! I mean, I'm not enthusiastic really, but yeah.
Another one is Jack Taylor, who just won promotion to the Championship with Peterborough. I think he's 21, 22. He's a midfielder. I think you might have been aware of him before, Griff, weren't you? I think you might have talked about him previously, but he's another good, decent option, possibly, in the centre of the park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like when you talked about him last time, I think you're looking at players who are on the fringe of the Ireland squad. Jack Taylor. But yeah, I think he's had a good season with Peterborough, obviously going up to the Championship. It's I don't want him to be one of those kind of players like in a Peterborough team that, like, if they go up to the Championship, they go straight back down or something. So I'm going to reserve judgment for now, because you have enough like players where League One level and you think, oh, maybe they make a step up to Championship, and they're just like not really cut out for it. But he's still very young. I think like he's actually English, but he's eligible for Ireland. So, I mean, if he's good, then cap him. In a potential situation in the future.
Jamie McGrath has actually been linked with Peterborough, newly promoted side, looking at transfer targets. They've been looking at Jamie McGrath apparently at St Mirren, 15 goals this season, 5 assists. Aberdeen also have an interest in him as well, but he's one of those players that obviously former LOI talent as well. He's one of those players that you'd like to think that he'd do really well in the Championship and could possibly excel there. And maybe if a move to Championship comes about, it's a no-brainer that he'll be in the squad, because he's been in the SBL and he hasn't been getting in the squad even though he's been playing well. So maybe a move to the Championship if he starts playing well there. Look at Daryl Horgan, like he's rooted to the bottom of the table and he's still in the squad, and players like that. If Jamie McGrath goes to the Championship and plays well, surely it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and the likes of Part and James Collins like getting included in the last international window, both League One players like at that time. Totally, if Jamie McGrath is a Championship player, I suppose like if you're playing the Championship, you're kind of more or less not guaranteed, but like you have very, very good chance getting in the Ireland squad, like especially for the friendlies next month.
For sure, 100%. It was good to see Michael Obafemi played his first game back for the under-23s at Southampton, but you'd feel if his career is to go anywhere, he needs to get out of there sharpish in the summer, wouldn't you? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, and especially after having such a bright start, like with Southampton last season, he scored a few goals, scored against Chelsea and stuff. Like, just it's a bit. It just feels like his career's gone. Like, it's just on hold, really. Where I don't know the deal to Swansea for him to go on loan, which would have been a very good deal. Swansea are a decent side. That was a shame that fell through in January. So it just feels like these last 6 months, like, or not 6 months, but however, since January, like, it's kind of been stopping. He hasn't been going anywhere. Where you feel like if he went on loan to a championship squad, maybe grab a few goals, we'd have a better idea of where he is as a player, really, because you don't know where he is at what level he's going to be playing at when he comes back. So it's a bit of a shame. It just seems like Hassan Hootel, and mental. Like, he scored a decent few goals. It just seems Hassan Hootel is just like not a big fan of him. I'm not sure if that's due to like attitude problems or what, but I don't know. Yeah, we're a bit strange overall.
Yeah, like, it was reported when Obafemi sent that tweet saying interesting after being left out of one of Stephen Kenny's squads. I think it was last summer, was it? It emerged that he had kind of previous with Hassan Hootel, and Hassan Hootel kind of said he's slight attitude problems, but like, he's a young lad, nothing that can be fixed. But he had a big reputation, and there were hopes he'd probably be in Stephen Kenny, or have a very good chance getting in Stephen Kenny's squad by this time. But especially with the friendlies next June, but we kind of really haven't seen a whole lot of him since that equaliser against United. Scored a savage goal versus Chelsea before that as well. But we kind of haven't seen much of him since then, and probably agree with Ross. Like, if he is to progress, he might have to leave Southampton.
100%. Yeah, I think at this stage he just needs to move. I think a championship move, maybe. I think he is a talented player, and I think maybe there's attitude issues and stuff like that. And like, I think move one step back, maybe might give him 2 steps forward. Anthony Scully will be the last player we'll talk about. He scored his 17th goal of the season for Lincoln in League One, which is a very, very good tally from a right winger. I think Lincoln are still I think they're in the playoff positions in League One. So he's another one that could potentially be in the championship next season. And if he can replicate any sort of a 10 to 15 goal tally from a wing position in the championship, you'd definitely say that. And he's one that's already been touted for this summer camp squad, whatever you want to call it.
Summer camp.
Yeah, summer camp. Yeah.
Giovagnoli's head of it.
Filippo, yeah.
But this fella Anthony Scully is apparently one that will be looked at, definitely. I think Kenny knows him from the under-21 setup as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's just another one that maybe like anything for a goal at this stage, isn't it? Really, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm always fucking the pain on your face there when you just offer.
Yeah.
But I'm always a player. I'm always of the mind that, like,
I'm always a player.
I'm always a player. You know, look at me. But I'm always of the mind that, like, I'd have no problem picking players on form. I think there's a lot less to go wrong. There's a lot less to give out about. Whereas if you pick a player for like an international window on reputation, like, if he doesn't produce, you're kind of fucked. Whereas Anthony Scully, I think he said 17 goals there this season so far for Lincoln. Yeah. Like, if he's picked next month, there's no argue. You can't argue with that at all. I mean, look at the likes of him. I know James Collins has nicked a few. Troy Parrott's not at all. I think it's just one so far at the minute. Like, you'd have no problem having Scully over them too, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in the middle of producing a video. I'm doing a video at the moment on the Troy Parrott situation. It's going to be kind of an extended look at what's going on there. And I've got some insight from an Ipswich Town page on Twitter and a Millwall page on Twitter as well. So you can look forward to that. I think it should be out next week or so. So maybe one to look forward to. So do subscribe and notification bell on to not miss out on our upcoming content. We should have some stuff, LOI stuff at the weekend as well. Possibly getting to a game this weekend. But that's I think that's more or less it in terms of tonight's show. Do drop a like on the stream if you did enjoy it. It is greatly appreciated. I'll just check quickly where we're at in terms of our target, because we do usually get a good few afterwards as well. To take us up to that, I think we're at 30 at the moment. So we can get that to 35 before the show is out. That'd be unreal. 15 away from our target. It'd be unbelievable. But Griff, Socko, pleasure as always.
Yeah,
thanks very
so
much,
lads. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Top man. Do subscribe, guys, if you haven't already as well. All that good stuff is more than appreciated. And we'll be back next Monday at 8:00 live, so make sure to join us then. And we'll be reacting to all the weekend's content, a couple of cracking games, obviously with the Pats Rovers game and stuff like that as well coming up. So lots of exciting stuff coming up, guys. Do really appreciate it. Great start to the week as always. Top stream. Killian, you're a dime. You're a dime. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And we'll catch us next week at 8. See you then.
Thanks, guys.